Hello everybody, this is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and we'll try this one again. Battle Report number 43.
Mark II.
Mark II. And it's kind of marked like 7, based on the Ogre Con opponent. As we were saying, a lot of people playing Ogre Cons lately.
Yeah. It seems every time we do a battle report now, it's an Ogre Con.
Yeah, like there's like I said, we have about 8 regular players in our group. Got 16 to 20 players, 8 really regulars that show up almost every week. And of those, 3 of those have picked up, are using ogres as their primary army.
Yep. And of a larger group, they have ogres too. So, yeah.
Yeah, there can be even more, but we'll stick with 8 for now.
Yeah.
So, Ogre Cons, moving over. Here's what we have.
A very bright mat.
A very bright map. This is my army. This is my 4,500 point army. You can see I'm trying to keep things condensed a little bit more. We'll see how long that lasts. Starting from the right, there is my Gargantula, Feral Orc on a Wyvern, unit of 42 Orcs with bows and spears, 10 Ed Basher Common Orcs. The General and the BSB are in this unit. And 42 more Orcs with bows and spears. And another Gargantula. These guys are within 12 of this guy, but not that one.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's only so far that bubble carries if you have these two.
Yeah.
Probably these should be further out, and the spiders probably closer in.
Yeah, probably so.
Would probably make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But then that would make sense, and why would I do that? And Vanguard has pushed the Vanguard guys over here. I'm sorry, the scouting units came over here. I'm just going to go up and harass these guys. I'm not charging anything with them. He has a unit of 7 mercenaries with a character in here. Unit of 3 ogre bulls. Tribesmen, thank you.
And a cell phone.
And a cell phone.
Yeah, cell phone.
And you can see what time we were playing if
Yes.
you pay close attention.
Exactly.
3 bombardiers, 3 more bombardiers.
Bombardier.
9 more tribesmen with the general, the Great Khan, who has... I haven't seen a lot of people take this because it's so bad, and that's that Hellfist thing.
Yeah.
It's, does some crappy little thing like any unit on the board can re-roll any leadership check at any time.
I don't
unless you're insignificant.
I don't see why anyone would want to take that.
He does have one insignificant unit in here, because this is not a cannon, of course. This is being proxied as a Scratapult.
Which is the other thing I see all the ogre players do.
Proxying these, because everyone bought these because they're so awesome.
Yes.
And now Scratapults are so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they're still good, but Scratapults are awesome.
So much better.
Yeah.
A third unit of 3 bombardiers. Another unit of small unit of tribesmen. And of course, the tribesmen are Iron Fist guys.
Yeah.
3 units of 3 Iron Fist guys. And
what else would they be?
And a Ken Eater.
Yes.
Which I have no artillery. He's not going to deploy him as a ambusher. He'd keep him in his line. So that's what we're looking at. Looking good. Oops. Back up. Okay. So there's just another shot of that. It's a closer look at my army. What is that? Oh, again, there's by the way, there's an ogre player playing on the table beside me.
Yes.
And of course, they're encroaching again. Over here, these guys have vanguarded, and they've scouted and vanguarded at this point. There's his army spread out. So I had first turn. Apparently didn't do a turn marker. And these guys have come up to shoot at the mercenaries.
Yep.
Just to irritate him.
Well, the one thing you can do is kill him with shooting.
Hopefully get his attention.
Yeah.
Both my units came up a few inches because, again, first turn of the game. If I have first turn, I can't shoot.
Right.
So we come up a bit. You can see the Wyvern has come up behind the building. It's ready. It's already in range to charge anything it wants. Gargantula following it up. This other Gargantula on the left is holding back a bit. I do not want the mercenaries up there on the top to charge me. They're he runs them with Iron Fist, Thunderous Charge, and Swift Stride.
Yeah.
So on the turn they charge, they're bumping up to strength 6, which will go right through a
Spider.
It's
only a handful of attacks.
It is just a few.
Yeah.
They're not that good. So throwing weapons, managed to put a wound on these guys. It's always fun when you can wound.
Yeah, it's kind of some bad luck.
Something really good. Shooting, we shot and put a single wound on these guys from the bowman, 1 unit bowman. It's only 16 shots though.
Yeah, that's true in long range.
It's not terrible. I'm needing 6 to hits and 5 to wound, so it's not bad. It's just, I've got a unit of 42 bowmen and I did a wound.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't all shoot. We'll leave that point out of it. So there we go. Moving on to the bottom of turn 1. I found that games are going much faster with no magic phases on either side.
Yeah.
Because he has no mages. But we're both wasting the 85 points for the Crown of Scorn and the Ether Icon.
Seems to be a lot of that. People are going to forget how to use it.
It's kind of a tax on the army from now on, from what I'm seeing. So moving on. His mercenaries have failed their march test. And they're only moving down slightly off the hill.
And where that character is actually where they are.
Correct.
The gold fag guy.
Yes. You can see his unit of tribesmen shifting off here, coming over to play chaff in front of the spider, the Gargantula.
Yep.
And both units of bombardiers moving up a bit to make sure they're both in range. Third unit off to the right moves up. He didn't get aggressive with the unit of tribesmen in the center. They kind of hung back.
Yep.
But
kind of surprising.
But the guys on the right of me just charged up, moved up as far as they could.
Guess he's worried about double monster charge or something. If he moved up.
Oh, if I move up again.
If he moved up, yeah.
Yeah, probably. I think he's living in fear of this guy on the Wyvern since that guy just pounded him in that 10,000 point game.
Yeah.
I think he's got a unhealthy respect for him. So
he also positioned some.
I forgot all about that. I didn't even see that in his initial list. He does have a dog back there.
Oh yes.
Hiding back there behind the building. So these guys decide to about face and move up to the top of the hill.
Try to get rid of some spiders.
And they shoot off 4 of my spiders.
Yeah. Well, they're crappy shooters, so.
Well, it's such a penalty for moving and shooting.
Exactly, and the multi shot, too.
Yep. But I did make my panic check, and my 1 spider stuck around,
still alive.
which let my which I guess it wouldn't have been bad unless he killed all 5. Killed all 5, then he probably would have got rid of both units.
Yeah.
I actually didn't expect him to do this.
Yeah.
But he did. So anyway, moving on to turn 2. My spider comes up and just going to sit right there in the middle of the group so he can shoot at whoever he wants. And if those 3 guys want to just keep shooting at him, I'm glad.
Right.
My other guys could take a position in the woods within 6 inches of the mercenaries so they can just keep peppering them with shots. Moving down around here, you can see my Wyvern has elected not to charge this turn. He just hopped into the middle of his army.
Yep.
That gives me choices everywhere.
And him too.
And I'm liking that. And gives him... I just completely gave those tribesmen in my rear a charge if they wanted it.
Yep.
His chariot's welcome to come in my flank as well. Scratapult chariot. Over here, the spider is backed up a bit.
That's a rather risky thing.
What's that?
That move.
Think so?
Well, if you charge him and then you don't kill him, then you have to chase him off in another direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Over on the right, my spider, the 3 ogre bulls were in my flank of this unit of bowmen.
So you backed up.
So I backed my spider up a little bit to block them.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a waste of a move. I probably should have just gone forward with it. But since the Wyvern wasn't charging, the spider could not charge.
Right.
So, anyway. And I was afraid of charging and him fleeing and just leaving me hung out in the field.
Right.
So, over here, What else do we have?
It's just an overall shot of
Overall shot of the
And
board.
your big spider backed up into the woods.
Big spider made
Purple
sure to
spider.
Purple spider made sure to maintain distance from the mercenaries.
Right.
Because, yeah, I don't want them. So, this time I got 42 shots. So I pour them into here and do 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
I got 42 more shots, though, with 3 more wounds. Yeah.
You're not shooting as well as those guys.
I'm liking the 42 shots. I'm just not thrilled with the results lately.
Yeah.
I mean, but anyway, it's a lot of hits. Anyway, that's what it is. But this guy, the lone survivor, manages to put a wound on his mercenaries with his 2 shots. It's probably the guys in the woods, but that's not the way I'm telling the story.
There you go.
And there we go. So back to his turn on the bottom of turn 2. He has charged me in the rear with the 3 tribesmen.
And he's turned the face with
and
the
my
other guys.
tail is keeping him at bay. So he won't be able to attack me, I don't think.
Maybe we'll just bite your tail off.
His 9 tribesmen have turned to face me and moved forward a bit. Over there. He has these 3 guys, these 2 remaining guys shoot off a boar rider. These 2 guys pick off another one. And these 3 guys do nothing.
Yeah, making some saves there.
So, he is at long range. I mean, he's hitting me on 5s.
Yep.
Finally. So, and wounding me on 4s, and I'm saving on 3s. So,
yeah.
I'm sorry, 4s, I guess.
Yeah, but he was putting a lot of shots into
But
me.
he's putting a lot of shots into me. But anyway, so 2 dead. So, in the combat, I only managed to kill 1. And he sticks around. This guy back there dead. But I think I did 4 wounds. So he has a charge, a rear, and nothing. And I did 4 wounds. So I won. Or maybe it was only 3. But
and you're steadfast. Anyway.
one way or another, I
You're
win.
not steadfast, yeah.
I'm not steadfast, but
Yeah.
I'm ahead. So, but there's the general right there. And his BSB is nowhere to be found. But he does still get a reroll.
Yes.
Anyway, so knowing my turn's coming up next.
He's somewhere to be found. He's on that guy right there.
No, because if he dies, he's still there.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it falls on the ground and it keeps inspiring.
He keeps inspiring. Knowing my turn's coming up next, I turn to face him because no matter how that combat goes, I shouldn't lose. I should be able to turn to face the other guys if I need to.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to kill him down to, I think there's 1 or 2 wounds on that guy in the back corner. I can't see what that die is.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to kill him down to 1 wound and have him break and flee so I can pursue him. I was actually hoping to break him on my turn because I would have, he runs, I chase him, I end up out there in the field somewhere.
Right.
Which leaves the wyvern free for my turn.
Yeah.
But with him holding, now I'm kind of stuck there. Again, if I can make him flee, I can run and put some distance between me and these guys at least.
Right.
Maybe. So, that's the overall picture moving into turn 3.
Think so.
For me? Yep.
Spider
why
moved forward
did I had no pictures of the spider fight. He's charged his, on his turn, as well as charging this. I have no idea how I missed these pictures completely. The 3 ogre tribesmen on the far right and the kin eater charged my spider in the flank.
The flank of your spider, yeah.
I won the combat.
8 tribesmen.
8 tribesmen.
They ran away.
Put a wound on the kin eater.
Who's hanging around.
Yes, who's hanging around, but the tribesmen broke and ran for it. So, top of turn 3. His tribesmen came forward. Top of turn 3. This makes no sense. This is bottom of turn 3. It's definitely bottom of turn 3 because it's his move.
Yeah, because you went first.
So his tribesmen come forward and chaff up my spider, my big purple spider.
Yep.
You can see the 3 bombardiers have just given up on killing that one lone spider.
Finally had enough.
Spider rider. And they're just going to ignore him and let him ride around and wreak havoc if he can.
Because you're like, it's been thinned down by your devastating volleys.
I have. You noticed
Yeah.
all the missing mercenaries, don't you? So we got that going for us. There's that combat.
Your spider turned to face.
The spider had turned to face. Correct. Sure why something's missing. Anyway, so these guys shoot, and he had 2 wounds on him before, and I did 4 more.
There you go.
4 more with my throwing weapons.
So I guess we're ignoring him.
42 shots here. Managed to do 4 wounds to these guys, bring them down to 1.
5 wounds.
What's that?
3 plus 2.
3
right?
plus 1. That's taken.
He
not
does
left.
He does.
He does
other way around. Okay.
Yeah, both. Yeah, he and I both put number of wounds on you.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Some people do counting down. Anyway, I can understand the counting down. It makes sense to me, but I just don't. I've been doing it this way forever.
Yeah.
The counting down, at least your opponent, if he doesn't know how many wounds you started with, knows how many wounds you have left.
Yeah. That's
the advantage to it. Anyway, so the spider kills off the Ken Eater over here, which is good. I kill him down to 1 wound left. It's kind of what I was hoping for. But don't kill him. But he doesn't run.
Mm-hmm.
And he put a wound on me. So I turn out this way, keep the big unit of tribesmen in my front for if he wants to charge me. And I also kind of, by switching over to this side, another kind of finagling move. Unless he charges this ogre down to the bombardier, he can only get 2 of them in on my wyvern because of the angle,
right,
and the guy behind me. So we got that going for us. Here we go. Where we go? And we're starting bottom of 3 his turn. There we go. Look at that. And look at that. There's a couple pictures as he was thinking. You can see
Ciphering.
he's ciphering. You can see the mercenaries have kind of formed back up into 2 ranks of 3. Up on top, the ogre tribesmen have decided, let's go in and deal with that wyvern. His general's in that unit, so the only problem, what I was expecting, what I was hoping should have done was the spider and the boar unit needed to get up faster to prevent him from turning to face that wyvern. Now that wyvern's hung out there fighting that stuff by itself.
Yep.
Which was, not good for me. So there's the overall picture. Go into this combat. And his general is the only hit on 5 ups. What's this? Oh, his dog. These guys fire and kill off one of the boar boys. 3 more shoot and kill off. Is that another one or just the same one? That's the same one. These 3 shoot and do nothing. And in this combat, he put 2 wounds on me. I rolled snake eyes and stood. He has 2 wounds on me. He's got a charge. He's got 2 ranks. He's got a banner. He's got a rear. I lost this combat by 7. And stood on snake eyes.
There you go.
It's pretty impressive. I like the wyvern. As long as he can keep rolling like that, I like the wyvern a lot. So that's going into top of turn 4 now. There you go. The spider and the boar riders have to finally get into action, so we think we can beat up this dog by ourselves with the boars. And the spider's pretty sure he can take on the last 2 wounds of this tribesman. Bombardier. What he's done, though, he stood with this bombardier and took the charge, which allows me about an 8-inch overrun into that other unit.
Yeah, it's a big risk.
It was a big risk. Actually thought he would flee and force me to try to first successfully redirect, then make it all the way into the ogre tribesman unit. Anyway, over here the spiders move to chaff up the mercenaries. And these guys shoot at him and drop another one. So that's pretty good. Got 3 of them dead.
Yeah.
And haven't had to fight them yet.
Huh.
1, 2, 3.
That's the best way to fight them.
What's that?
That's the only way to fight them is to shoot them down.
Shoot them and not let them fight.
Yep.
Is the only way to fight them.
Yep.
So over here, the spider, as you can see, is the boar boys have finished off the dog and overrun. They have to because they got the frenzied character in there. The spider has beaten the bombardier, overrun into the flank of these guys, of the tribesmen, right? And we were still stuck in that challenge because he challenged me when he ran up with the general. We're still stuck in the challenge, and he killed me off. But the spider, with his charge and flank and wounds, has won the combat for us. And there we go. Because he only did 1 wound to the general. He's not my general. He only did 1 wound to my wyvern. Because it only had 1 left going into this turn. And you can see the 3 I put on his character. His great Khan. So I put 3 wounds on him. He killed me. The spider came in the flank, did a bunch of wounds. He's steadfast and sticks around. Here we go. Moving into the bottom of the turn. The mercenaries have had enough. They charge the spider riders, who stand and shoot and put another wound on them. Those guys are terrifying, that unit. The bulls continue. I'm sorry, I keep calling them bulls. The tribesmen down on the bottom keep chaffing the purple spider. Going to keep me out. Try to keep me out of the fight as best he can. There you have it.
It'll fight later.
He's worried about that. He's worried about my lone spider making a march test and dashing around and chaffing up his mercenaries. So you can see the 2 bombardiers in the back have turned to face him. These 3 bombardiers shoot off 2 boar boys. These 2 fire and kill.
Finally get rid of the last spider?
Finally got rid of the last spider in that unit. And of course, not that there was any other outcome in question, these guys destroy my 5 spiders.
Can't believe they lost that combat.
Can't either. He cinches up this way. And there we are. This turn, you can see the spider up fight. The spider has lost the fight. He did 5, I think it's 4 wounds to me.
Mm-hmm.
But my general's right there, and BSB are right there, and so I'm steadfast 9.
Right, and your boar boys are kind of in the...
And the boar boys are in a bad spot.
Because
they're not going to be able to help much. Oh, sorry.
The tribesmen are back on the flank.
And he did charge in with the cannon, the scrap launcher. Scratapult there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, on the flank, yeah.
On the flank of me. Which is a mistake, but it's what he did. The only reason I say it's a mistake is now, even though the boar boys can't charge, the general here on the right end can. So there you go. So we move on to turn 5, and the general does just that. He charges out around the spider and loops into the Scratapult, and I'm hoping to destroy it and then use the overrun to get into the other fight. Or
right.
Get into the ogres. He's in the other fight already.
Right.
So with his 3 tribesmen down here staying in front of me, I'm fine with keeping them between me and the mercenaries with the purple spider. So as he's dancing to the left, I'm just following him along to the left,
sliding over,
and just putting 8 shots into the mercenaries, shooting over him into the mercenaries.
The bows from the spider.
The bows from the spider, as well as the others. So you can see the BSB has left the unit of boars. The boars have reformed into 3 wide, so they have a better, The
BSB was just out just to spread the leadership.
Yes, the BSB wants to spread his leadership around. He is still within 12. It doesn't really look like it, but he is within 12 of the spider, 12 of the general. So now everything there you see in the picture is covered under the
and
BSB.
Your archers have turned on the hill to face the tribesmen.
And the archers, with nothing really to shoot at, effectively have turned to face the tribesmen, who were approaching their flanks. So he keeps hammering away at my spider. This time he's done 3 more to it. We played this wrong. My general, one of us issued a challenge, and the two generals are fighting. That's not, you cannot fight. To answer a challenge, and this is an extremely poorly written rule, but the way it's explained to me from the rules team, that because I ask it several times and for clarification, you have to be, to issue a challenge, you have to, you or your unit
Has to be in contact.
has to be in base contact with another unit with a character or champion in it.
Right.
You have to have that, those conditions have to be met to issue or accept. So I should not have been able to issue a challenge with my general or accept with my general because of this.
Right.
But I'm in but his general has 4 wounds on him now. I have none on me, and we're in a challenge for the second turn, because the turn I charged in, he issued a challenge. So he's got 4 wounds on him. The spider is trying to put wounds onto the ogres. Hey, what's that?
That's a warning sound.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And the goblins are also trying to pound on the Scratapult, since it's easier for them to hit. Not easier to hit. It's easier for them to wound, I guess. So there we go for the overall.
So that's a top shot.
The overall picture again. Moving on to the bottom of turn 5 for his turn. His mercenaries are very frustrated that they can't get any charges off.
But they're finished playing with the spiders.
They're finished playing with the little bitty spiders, and there they go. They had finally figured out how to charge,
and they got in.
And they go into.
This was a pretty long charge too.
It was a decent charge, but they've got swift stride.
Yeah.
But he makes it in there. 5 of them. I'm rerollable 7 to stick around. I'm fairly okay with that. That's rerollable 7's what, like an 80-some% chance.
Not quite that high, but yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I was going with.
Yeah.
Over here, he moves the bombardiers up. He's checking to make sure they're within short range. The ogre tribesmen over here want nothing to do with being charged by a big unit of orcs, so they walk around to my flank. Over here, they start shooting. He kills 3, and the other guys kill the other 2.
What's going on with that base?
I don't know. I tried. I've got these are the new Shogun trays that I have,
right?
Which I really like a lot. But my old metal, I used to use the magnetic base,
right,
and the metal plates on the bottom of the model, so it would stick. So with the Shogun trays, you can't do that because they're metal.
Correct.
So I found this magnetic tape.
I see.
That I thought was going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So I found out the magnetic part of the tape is better than the adhesive part of the tape.
Well, that's good tape, because usually the magnetic stuff doesn't work well in the Shogun trays.
Yeah, well, the magnetic part worked better than the adhesive. And the adhesive didn't work very well at all.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, anyway. So the two units of 5 bombardiers, total of 5 bombardiers, had a field day and shot off all my boars. So they got that going for me. These guys come in and they killed what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It looks like 15.
Yeah.
But I do have spears, which are armor piercing. I'm fighting with all my guys, except, well, I was fighting with 3 ranks of guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I kill off, do enough to kill off 2 and leave a wound on 1. I don't know if I forgot how many wounds they came in with. And my steadfast, sorry, there's a few extra wounds because he forgot he had to finish the stomps.
It's just stomp attacks, yes.
But anyway, I am steadfast 5. So I stick around.
Thicken up a little bit.
And I reform down to 6 wide, so that's all I'm fighting with. It's all I could get into the combat. So if I pick up an extra rank and a little bit of durability. Over here, general and the 2 generals are still in a fight. I can't wound him. He can't wound me. It's just kind of a slap fight. He's bringing my strength down to 5, and he's got a 3-up save. So I think he's got a 2-up save. He's either got a 2 or 3-up save. So anyway, at worst, he's got a 5-up arm. I've got to wound him first. Then he's got a 5-up armor save. He's got a 4-up ward save.
Yeah, that item is
It's just hard to get through him.
hard to get through.
He's got that
Never.
item that brings my strength down to 5.
Yeah, not the wounding number, your strength. So
Right.
it means you can't get through armor.
Correct. So anyway, and then of course he's fighting back with me. He's only strength 5.
That's the type of item I want a
But I'm tough.
toughness 5 wound character having.
Yeah, it's that item's not that great on a elf
No.
or a 3 wound. Even a 3 wound orc wouldn't be that great with it. But anyway, so I'm -1. I'm -1 to be hit. I'm only toughness 5, but I'm -1 to be hit, which is not helping me one bit because he's got the hits on 3-ups.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we stood there slapping each other around. Going into the top of turn 6 now. Final turn of the game. We're looking at this. What do we got going? The spider, the final turn of the game, might as well charge. Goes into these 2 guys, but since they shifted over, I couldn't wheel in to get them all.
Right.
What a
Too
shame.
bad.
Those guys are still there. These guys with nothing to do, turn and face
again.
there. Figure I'll try to shoot them off. The BSB has charged in and slipped through the crack and charged into the Stratapult.
Right.
At least it'll give me a charge. And
the bombardiers don't know what to do, so they're just kind of hanging around.
Bombardiers, well, it's my turn. They haven't gone. Shoot off one of these guys with the rerollable check. He sticks around, doesn't go anywhere.
Yep.
There's a lot less guys of these than there was before.
Yep, but there's one less mercenary.
There's still one less mercenary. I break anyway and flee. He turns.
You're not rerollable anymore because your BSB went
The
charging. into the
BSB
combat.
charged away
Yep.
and left them on their own. He abandoned them. But the BSB charging into this did it. He beat the scrap launcher. Beat the scrap launcher. It was a weird combination. The BSB killed the scrap launcher.
Right.
The unit killed my spider.
Okay.
I mean, killed my gargantula. So he's dead. So that's how the combat ended. The gargantula's dead and the scrap launcher's dead.
In the illegal challenge.
The characters that were locked in the illegal challenge, the challenge is broken because we're out of combat now.
Right.
And then my BSB, let's see if there's a picture of it. There you go. My BSB overruns into the unit.
Yeah.
Because it was the first round of combat for the BSB.
Right.
It looks a little weird because of where the BSB is, but they weren't cinched up against the spider because of his big long legs.
Right.
They should have been tight. It was tight enough so where the BSB did have the overrun into the tribesman, which he takes and gets in there. Because his general's got 1 wound.
Yes.
You know, I'm hoping to get in there and issue a challenge and put that final wound on him.
And which you've been trying to do for the last few turns.
Which my general's been trying to do and which couldn't. Over here, I rolled really poorly. I took a wound and only killed 1 ogre.
And he slides over.
And he slides around. You slid around?
I slid. Okay.
I slid a little bit further away from
Right.
the mercenaries because
There's only one, but it's one too many.
it's 1 too many. There's 2 mercenaries.
One's a character.
Mercenary and a character with a great weapon. So going into the bottom of 6, of course, here they come.
Yep.
I can't do anything about it. He needs an 8 to get in. He's easily, or 7, I think. Yeah, 7 to get in. With Swift Stride, he easily makes that. It's going to go badly. Over here, my BSB has done what my general cannot.
Yeah.
And kills off his general, which was awesome. Over here, these guys charged in, did 5 wounds to me.
Yep.
As you can see, I've done 2 back to him.
Yeah.
2? Yes, I did 2 back to him. I put all my attacks onto the There's 1 mercenary left, remember?
Right.
And the character. So I put all 8 of my attacks, all 8 of my goblins.
Try to get those points.
Because that guy's...
Worth a lot of points.
The unit is worth 900, I think 900 points. So
yep.
he represents 450 points. It's below a quarter. but he's representing 450 points. So I was trying desperately to do 3 wounds to him. I could only manage 2.
Yeah.
But he did not kill my spider. My spider rolled the 5 you see down here, made a stubborn check, and ended the game with 6 wounds on him.
Yep.
So he did get a quarter. He did get me down to a quarter. So he did get the points, half the points for the spider.
Right. But you couldn't kill the mercenaries.
But if I could have killed the mercenary, I could have got 400 extra points there.
Yeah.
Which would have been nice. And up here, he tried to shoot off my general and could not. And that's where the game ended.
Ah.
So the Ogres got 25-13. The Orcs got 22-43. The good guys lost.
I don't think either side's a good guy.
No?
The
Orcs are good guys. They're just misunderstood.
They
Right?
just like to brawl.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can make the same comment about ogres.
Just like to have fun. No, ogres are mean.
It's like to eat and fight.
Ogres are mean. They're mercenaries. They rent themselves out. They're bad guys.
Is that
Nobody
what it
likes
is?
them.
Oh, okay.
It's just bad. So anyway,
I don't think that's true because obviously a lot of people like him because you see more people playing that army.
everyone plays that army. But 270-point loss for the Orcs. Could have gone much better. Again, another wound on that mercenary at any point during the game.
Yeah.
Couple rounds of bow fire or anything would have been nice. But again, that's what happens.
That's why I roll the dice.
I kept a lot of points tied up on that side of the board, just messing with them.
Right.
I guess I did comparatively. I guess not. But he did go through those. The mercenaries did kill a 560-point unit of orcs.
Yeah.
They got half a
Oh,
point.
they rally. They run off the table.
They ran off the table.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
And he got half the points for the spider.
Right.
That's another 240. So he's over. And then the 2 units of spider riders that were
Yeah.
after him. So they earned their points back.
Yeah, they usually do.
So
If you can't stay away from them and shoot them down, they'll usually earn their points back.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you for listening.
Till next time.